At Drinking Texas, we know it's about more than just a cold beer pressed to your lips. It's also about community, that perfect combination of good food, great music, and interesting people. That's why we're taking you to some of the best places we've found for having a beer and a great time. Places you'll want to share with your friends. So join us as we go making friends one beer at a time at the bars, breweries, and dance halls that make Texas great. This is Drinking Texas. Hey Mike, Pictograph time.
Oh, good.
Can you figure out what this is?
All right, let me see. That's a Bluebonnet.
Yep.
Beer, company, round, rock. Wait a second. Is this the Bluebonnet Beer Company of Round Rock, Texas?
You know it is. Hey, Mike and I are here with Dave Lama from Bluebonnet Beer Company in Round Rock, Texas. Dave, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for coming out here.
Well, yeah, thanks for having us.
Mike has a question for you.
All right.
So how do you get your wife to let you have a hobby like this?
You know, I don't know. She is a fantastic wife. I've been with her for about 30 years now, a little bit over. And I'm the envy of all my home brewing and professional brewing buddies. It really just kind of spiraled out from a hobby in the garage, right? And it just kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger until she was like, you know what, you get all this crap out of here and start a brewery. But yeah, that's kind of how it was. And you know, she never really had any interest in owning or operating a brewery ever. But now she's really gotten into it. She's become quite the brewer herself.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, but no, there's a kind of a running joke in the homebrew circles is that our homebrew setups are, you know, we're allowed to make them as big and complex and expensive as our wives will allow. You know, that's really, you know, what it amounts to, and mine's just kind of still growing. So
there you go.
So this place has been open since 2014?
Correct. Yeah.
All right. How long before that did you start your brewing?
Man, I've been brewing since I guess the first time I brewed was when I was a student at UT, and that was back in 95, 96. But yeah, started.
Hold on. You're younger than me. Damn it.
Yeah. Am I?
I knew you were
You
younger
sure?
than him.
I don't know.
When'd you graduate high school?
87.
Oh, I'm younger than you.
Yeah, so it took me a while to get through school.
All right.
I took a few years off and went back. And, yeah.
I'm still trying. I'm not trying, but I'm still. Anyway, I'm sorry for that.
Anyway.
But no, I first made my first batch of beer back in the mid '90s, but kind of really started in earnest, I would say. I don't know. I guess mid 2000s, I guess. And that's when I really started getting after it, honing my craft, and really taking it seriously.
When did you know that you were going to make your beer available to the public?
Ooh, that, I guess maybe when I decided to leave my corporate job the first time and attend the Master Brewers School out at UC Davis.
Oh.
That's when I knew it's like, okay, we're gonna turn this into a business. And so yeah, and of course this was back in '09, so we were still 5 years off, but that's kind of when, you know, the focus began and when I started really working towards getting a beer on the shelves.
So if I remember correctly, you won a number of homebrew awards.
Yeah, I won several of them at all levels, you know, local, state, national, and yeah, that just kind of gave me the reinforcement and the validation, I guess, that I needed to really push me forward to do this. You know, there's a lot of guys that'll come over and drink your garage beer and tell you it's great, even when it's not, just because it's cold and it's free, and you know, they can get buzzed off of it. But,
right.
But I was lucky enough to surround myself with a bunch of other, you know, good friends and brewers that gave me honest feedback, you know, and be like, you know, if it's crap, tell me it's crap, because that doesn't do me any good if you just lie to me.
Yeah, you don't want to end up on American Idol as the funny one.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Was it the William Hung? You don't want to be the William Hung of the beer world.
Yeah. And I told him, I was like, and you know, the benefit is you guys get to drink better beer too. So,
yeah.
So we got it.
Very cool. And you've won some awards here at Bluebonnet as well, haven't you?
Yeah, a few. We don't enter very many competitions just because we don't have very much beer. So But when we first opened our doors, we're like, okay, let's throw some beers in this local-ish competition called the Best Little Brew Fest in Texas. It's up in Dallas. We just put 2 beers in, and sure enough, they both won something, right? So the Pecan Brown won a gold, and the Amber won like, I don't know, best small batch winner and silver or something like that. But we're like, all right, not bad for a first pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't done much lately though. We need to.
And there was only 2 bottles of beer, huh?
Yeah, yeah. But that's 2 less than I can drink.
Bluebonnet is located in a small, light industrial complex, and when they open the bay doors, they attract a nice little crowd
Usually around 100 or so.
in a family-friendly, pet-friendly, food truck-friendly environment.
It's a place where everybody can unwind with a beer, strike up a conversation with strangers, and turn it into a good time with friends.
You're right down the road from Dell too.
Yeah,
There's a few people that work there.
yeah.
So yeah, so we need to make sure all the people at Dell come out here. Speaking of Dell, you spent 20 years?
Close to 20 years, yeah, almost 20 years. I started back in '98, and I took a few months off, 6 months off to go to Master Brewer School. I actually quit Dell, and then was hired back when I got back from school.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then recently left. So yeah, almost 20 years.
How was Master Brewing School?
It was great, man. It was
Yeah.
It was some folks will think that it was just a 6-month drinking party, which
No.
it wasn't that. There was some drinking.
There was
a
some.
little bit, but
Well, you have to test your product.
yeah, but no, it's pretty intense. I mean, a lot of very technical information, and they teach you everything at that program, from how barley's grown in the field to of course the whole brewing process, and how glass bottles and cans are made, and I mean it's incredible, all the engineering that goes into designing and operating breweries, and I can't even tell you how many kinds of stainless steel corrosion I learned about. It's unreal. But
Yeah, this is kind of a small place, but this isn't the only place you can get this beer. Where are some of the other places you can find Bluebonnet?
So we are primarily in and around Round Rock. We're not really anywhere in Austin yet. Occasionally we'll drop 1 keg somewhere in Austin for a special event or something like that. But here in Round Rock, we're down here at the High Country Market, Greenhouse Craft Foods, Cover 3 Hop Dotties,
Slapbox,
Brass Tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then up in Georgetown, we're at 600 Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We're out at the Dig Pub in Cedar Park, and Leander and Liberty Hill Beer Markets. There's also a little coffee shop out in Cedar Park called Black Sugar Cafe, and then also Red Horn Coffee House and
Been
Brewery.
to Red Horn,
Yeah, Red Horn's amazing too.
Black Sugar Cafe.
Haven't been
Yeah,
there.
they're out kind of by the Dig Pub.
Okay.
But yeah, they're a real small coffee shop, but they have probably 6 or 8 taps out there, all local craft. But
It's like we're making a road trip.
yeah, dude, it's right down the road from the Dig
Yeah.
Pub. Maybe another, I don't know, mile or 2.
It's really funny. You should see about distributing, because those are all places you're at
Yeah.
every
all,
week.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and of course, another one close by here that we just kind of fell into was Hooters. And it's like, wait a second, Hooters? Wow.
Wait,
okay,
you
that's-
just said you fell into Hooters.
Yeah, I know.
Claire?
No, when I
fell into Hooters.
Yeah.
Claire's his wife.
I just accidentally happened into Hooters. Yeah.
Hey, Trip, there they were. Bluebonnet always has 8 to 10 beers on tap. What they call their 4 core beers,
The Cream Ale, Texas Pecan Brown Ale, Amber, and IPA.
and a few other seasonals and one-offs.
Recently, they've featured a Belgian-style Vit beer made with Seville oranges, coriander, and chamomile,
A Czech Pilsner,
a passion fruit cream ale,
a Shandy,
a pair of blondes.
and a Nitro Milk Stout.
And let's see, we also have a milk stout that's on nitro, super nice and rich and creamy.
Yeah.
Perfect for a hot day, But no, you'd be surprised. A lot of people
Oh,
still
yeah.
go for the milk stout, even when it's 100 degrees. They don't care. But it's super. It's for as big a beer as it is. It still finishes relatively clean and light.
Plus, with autumn approaching, there are some traditional German beers coming, including an Oktoberfest Dunkel
A German Pilsner,
and a Hefeweizen to be tapped at Bluebonnet's Oktoberfest. You gonna be doing a party or something this year?
Yeah, we this will be our 4th year now doing Oktoberfest. What we do is we shut down the parking lot, and we get a big old tent out there and polka bands and brats, giant pretzels, a whole bunch of vendors and selling
Sounds like
local
somewhere-
crafts.
Sounds like somewhere we need to be.
Exactly.
A bunch of blow up things for the kiddies and all that, and the mayor's coming out to tap the first keg. So,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
He
In
did-
Lederhosen?
I don't know. I need to talk to him about that
I
because
hope.
he did it last year, and of course
Yeah.
he wore his official City Around Rock shirt with the little logo,
Yeah.
and that would be a great idea. We
That
should-
would be a great
yeah.
idea.
But no, at first he was a little skeptical on doing it, and
Yeah.
I was thinking he was going to mess it up. But no, he did a great job. He took a couple practice swings, right,
Yeah.
on the side. And I was all right, game time. I was like, all right, when you get it, just hit it. Don't tap it in there. You got to just whack it. So he did a great job. Didn't lose hardly any beer. It's always good.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, when it goes spraying everywhere,
yeah.
you just
But-
cringe.
Yeah, and he had a great time. So he was like, yeah, I'm as long as I'm here, I'm doing this every year.
Fantastic.
Random questions?
I'm thinking. You
All
want
right.
to start?
I guess so. What was your first beer?
First beer that I made professionally?
Nope.
First beer that you drank?
Probably not even legally.
Yeah.
No, actually, it was legally.
What?
And yeah, it was on our honeymoon when we went to Busch Gardens in Florida. So you can imagine it was an Anheuser-Busch product. It was I can't remember, but I bet it was a Bud Light. I remember we got like this little taster flight, and I'm sure it was like Budweiser, Bud Light, and maybe a couple others. But yeah, and even back then, I have this picture of me like making this sour face. And I was like, even back then, I knew it wasn't my thing. But yeah, it was macro
And
beer.
look how far you've come.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't much
We're
crap
so-
back then.
we are so
There
proud of it.
really wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
But I could picture it sitting across from his brand new wife going, "This is what I'm doing with the rest
Yeah,
of
no.
my life."
And she's like, "Oh, what did I get into?"
Oh, no.
You, me, this.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't going to tell you, before the wedding, but now
Yeah.
that it's done. Okay.
Oh.
So, out of all your beers, and this is the favorite child question.
Mhm.
What's your favorite beer?
Man, I always say it's the one that's in my glass. Yeah,
Ooh.
because I
Possibly greatest answer to that
Yeah.
ever.
We have a winner.
it's the
Yeah,
one
we do
that's
have a
in my
winner.
glass.
God, yes. Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
Thank you.
Gosh. All right, outside of that one, of the ones on the tap,
All right, the ones on the tap. Let's see. I'm really digging the Czech Pils right now.
Okay.
Because it's the only lager we have out there right now,
Yeah.
and it's a common misconception that brewers like to just drink extreme high alcohol, insanely hopped beers, right? And it's not the case. I mean, you go to any brewers conference anywhere or meeting or whatever, most of them are drinking just something like a Pilsner, a cream ale, something like that, a blonde.
something with flavor.
Yeah, but it's like we're all about evaluating a beer for what it is, and the best way to judge I don't want to say judge a brewery, but if you want to taste a good beer or try and figure out how well it's made, try tasting the lightest beer that a brewery makes, because there aren't any places to hide defects, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, and if there's a defect in a like a Pilsner or something like that, it's going to
Yeah.
jump right out at you. Whereas I'm drinking an IPA, and there's a little bit more wiggle room to hide behind a lot of bitterness or alcohol or just bold flavors. But yeah, brewers tend to gravitate towards the lighter styles, I would say in general.
Yeah.
That's been my observation. But plus, we're I don't want to say we're drinking all day, but we are around beer all day long. So
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's a sip.
yeah, it's a
Possibly
hazard,
not
it's a hazard
right.
of the job.
I know. I mean, that's a hazard of our job too. Doing this, we got to sit around, drink beer with nice people like you, and,
Yeah, I know.
and talk.
I'm glad you're taking one for the team.
Yeah, well, somebody had to do it.
Well done.
We decided it might as well be us.
Exactly. I think we're
I
good.
think that's it, Dave. Many more years of
Yeah,
success.
All right. Thanks for spending a little
Yeah,
time with us.
thank you.
Sure thing.
Oh, my beer's almost gone.
Oh, that's a shame.
You know the show's over when the beers are gone. Y'all be good. Come out here, check Dave out. It's a wonderful brewery. Keep drinking Texas. Stay Texan. Thank y'all. Thank you, Dave.
And out. That's awesome. Wonderful. Thanks.
Hopefully that wasn't too bad.
No. Anything